So glad to see you today, Dima. Yeah.
Nice to see you too.
And we're going to talk today about past life regression and sound healing, and what past life regression is, how it works, and how it can support your healing journey. And we're also going to talk about sound healing, and it's one of the oldest and very powerful healing modalities on planet Earth. And what happens when you combine hypnosis journey with sound healing? And let's start with introducing ourselves. So my name is Yulia Novak, and I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, regression therapist, and breakthrough coach. And in my work, I help people find and permanently remove subconscious programs that have been running their lives, sometimes ruining their career, relationships, or sense of self. But today I want to talk about something that even goes beyond conventional hypnotherapy, about past life regression. But before we're going to jump into it, let me introduce to everyone Dmitry,
Hello.
certified sound healing practitioner. And I'm going to pass ball to you. Tell about yourself, about all these amazing things that you do.
Sure. So I've been playing music since I was 6 years old, taking lessons back in Ukraine. Once we moved here, I kind of we weren't didn't have enough money to continue the lessons. I continued on my own,
Oh,
buying
wow.
keyboards and playing in bands, and eventually moved from Minneapolis to San Francisco. Here I met a lot of Russian musicians and got into the playing weddings, birthdays, everything that our people celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Played at the Russia House for years. I
Mm-hmm.
met my wife there. So
Oh.
that place holds a special place in my heart. And one time we went to a sound healing session in Alameda. This was probably 8, 9 years ago. And I didn't know anything about it, and
Mm-hmm.
it was at a church. Everybody lays down, and basically, I don't really know what occurred, but afterwards, felt light, a little bit high, like worry-free. My day was just like amazing. So I had to see what it is,
Mm-hmm.
So did my research. My wife always gets me into these things, and then and then I take off from there. So I did my research, purchased bowls, sound crystal bowls, and we started just doing it for each other at home. And I started collecting different percussion here and there, bought a gong, and launched Infinite You meditation, where we help people through sound healings. We participated in Spirit Fest, participated in a few sound healings with ecstatic dancing, and so that's how I got into the spiritual side of music,
Mm-hmm.
and so here we are.
Yeah, I remember on Spirit Fest, you performed with like other practitioners, and
Mhm.
it was amazing experience. So I'm like a big fan of sound healing, and I think it's um, this certain frequency and vibration help you to calm your nerve system and get into a certain state, the theta state that very similar to
Definitely.
hypnosis, to hypnotic state.
Hmm.
And that's exactly what I do during past life regression sessions. And in simple words, like past life regression is experience where in a light state of trance, you access memories, not from this lifetime, but also from past life. And I remember my own very first experience of past life regression. It was a long time ago, and back then I was product manager in tech industry working in Silicon Valley. I was very like rational, logical person who only believed in what I can like physically see and touch. I
Me
was
too.
very, yeah, yeah. I was very far from any kind of even psychology, even self-development, even like any spiritual work. And yeah, I remember it was like a online group experience, and I had no idea what to expect, but I was open. And when I was guided into this like a light state of trance, I saw myself in ancient Egypt, where I was standing in the center like of huge temple, in front of a stone altar. And I remember I looked down at my hands and I was very tan. And I had a lot of like golden bracelets on my arms. And I wore like a beautiful white dress. And interesting thing that there was a line of people waiting, and each of them was hoping for healing. For some reason I knew that. And I invite kind of the next person to approach, lie on this altar, and I ask what brought them there. And then I begin something like, chanting, singing, uh, taking what I now understand them into a trance. And so they could connect with something greater than themselves and, request their own healing. And what I remember very clearly is, it was like the whole experience was like a movie, but the feelings and sensations were very real. Like I remember that feeling like of like calm and confidence and clarity, like, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly why I'm here. And it was, very uh, like extraordinary experience. And after the session, I was like in a shock that it was so real. And there was no ChatGPT back then, so I had to Google like what was this all about. And uh, Google told me that, I discovered that in ancient Egypt, there were indeed special temples. They call it temples of sleep, where people, came seeking healing from illnesses and different problems. And priestesses would guide them into trance using their voice and chanting. And that this is actually considered like a very first recorded form of hypnosis. So 2000 years ago, before century. And after that, I felt like a spark of interest, like, like something was activated in me. Like, I don't know why, but I want to learn everything possible about hypnosis. And that's when I started studying hypnosis and hypnotherapy. And, moving forward, now I'm clinical hypnotherapist. So that was my experience. And now as a hypnotherapist who is trained in past life regression by my teacher. His name is Andy Tomlinson. He used to work closely with Michael Newton. And Michael Newton is a very famous American psychologist who wrote a book, The Journey of the Soul. And he was one of the pioneers in past life regression. And and yeah, what interesting thing is that, this whole kind of method, past life regression, grew out of something that psychologists have been using for decades, regression therapy. It's a clinical method, and it's being used for a very long time, for probably 50 years, 60 years. And it's when in a state of light trance, person goes back to the root cause memory of trauma, fear, or phobia instead of just talking about it. And, you go directly to the moment it was created and you release it there. And in 60s, something unexpected happened when, psychologists like Michael Newton and Brian Weiss discovered that their patients weren't just going back to memories from this lifetime or childhood, but even further. And, they were describing themselves in different body, in different country, in different century with, remarkable details. And so that's when past life regression kind of was born. And science still can't really explain why it happens. And, whatever science can explain, they just call it a phenomenon. And, yeah, but after 40 years, even more, 40 years of documented cases and, many books that were written about it, it's kind of impossible to dismiss that. And right now there are different kind of theories about this experience. And I like to tell my clients, here are 3 different theories, and it's up to you to decide what you want to believe in. So, like, theory number 1 is that it comes from kind of spiritual teachings and spiritual philosophy that, we are more than a body and mind, and there is an internal soul or like internal consciousness that incarnates over and over to grow and evolve, and that past life regression is simply remembering all these experiences. Theory number 2, comes from conventional psychology, and it tells that like subconscious mind speaks in symbols and metaphors. So, it shows you not really another lifetime, but a story in different context, in different setting that perfect mirrors the pattern you're carrying right now. And, through that story, you can finally understand it, release it, and heal it. So it's just your, subconscious mind show you these stories. Theory number 3 is a little bit mind-blowing or mind-breaking. I don't know how to even describe it. And it comes from quantum physics. And it's about a concept that time is not linear and that there is no past or future. There is only now. And, alongside this reality, there are infinite parallel realities existing simultaneously, and that our consciousness can be not only here and now, but also exist in all these parallel realities. And what we call past life might be actually a glimpse into one of these realities. So, I usually tell my clients it's up to you for decide. But is it like really a soul memory? Is it a subconscious metaphor, or is it parallel reality? We don't really know. I don't really know. But what I do know from my experience, from my practice, is that in cases where everything else has failed, where therapy, coaching, like medication didn't work, past life regression is very often the only thing that finally does help. And in some cases, it releases fears that had no logical source. It brings closure to difficult experiences, traumatic experiences in your life. For example, sometimes we get stuck in I call it victim mode, why this happened to me, why this partner who, I don't know, abused me, or why this family where I felt maybe alone, unseen, and unsupported, right? Why? And no matter what, people can, get out of this victim state. And past life regression can very often bring closure and a different perspective that you actually chose this experience, and that it really helped you to grow in some ways. And also, past life regression can answer important questions like who am I and why I'm here. And yeah, it's one of my favorite modalities. And I really enjoy doing group sessions, group past life sessions. And yeah, so I actually invite everyone to experience past life regression and this so-called phenomenon on May 31st in a beautiful studio in San Mateo. And what makes this event truly unique is that this time we combine hypnotic journey with sound healing. And Dmitry gonna join me this time as a sound healing guide. And really excited that we're gonna create this beautiful experience together. And Dmitry, do you want to add anything about sound healing and
I sure
how
do.
it works? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like you mentioned, it goes back in time, historically, even back to the Australian Aborigines, Greeks, and interestingly enough, people discovered the relationship between sounds and therapeutic sounds, be it voice, be it drums, be it sound bowls, and it was they figured out that it was good for emotional and physical healing. And when I say physical healing, I mean that as far as healing something that is wrong inside you, because our bodies are mostly water. And if you ever seen the trick where somebody puts water in a crystal bowl or a metal bowl, and when they rotate it and it starts vibrating, well, the
Mhm.
water develops patterns.
Yeah.
And why is it doing that? Well, the vibrations is
Hmm.
triggering those patterns. So, and since our bodies is mostly water, those the water inside our bodies is also triggered with those vibrations, and different frequencies trigger different kind of reactions. And another interesting thing is Pythagoras uh, discovered a relationship between planets, math, and music.
Oh,
And
wow.
I thought that was a really interesting just relationship where he said that the bodies are big and they're moving very fast through space, all of them. And
Hmm.
they're related to each other, but they produce sound. They can't be even though they're moving through vacuum, they still produce sound. And the sounds they produce are pitch relative. So this is an example. Don't go searching at this, but let's say two different planets can have a relationship of a fifth in a musical interval, and so it went to the end result of, or the kind of conclusion that he came to is that the universe is a musical instrument.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah, and that kind of blew my mind. But that was a while back, and I can kind of see that where if you find that Mercury and Venus are exactly a third note apart in their vibrational frequency,
Hmm.
that's amazing.
Yeah, that's so
How does
fascinating.
this relate to our session? Uh, well, what I will be using is the bowls, crystal bowls. They let me show you. They look like this, and
Hmm.
they're spawn like this, and those frequencies. I will start with the higher frequencies in the beginning, and when you were saying to get people from the beta state, which is the active mind, to the alpha, the relaxed state. Uh,
Yeah.
Starting with the higher frequencies helps people to do that. And in fact, we would probably start with like sounds that are very high to get people really out of that active mind and and relaxing. Of course, we got
Yeah.
everything that to relax you. And so that this is where the sound and hypnosis work together to even calm the mind further into the delta deep sleep unconscious state. And in that state, it's also important to have pauses as so the pauses between sounds are just as important as the sounds themselves. And so we'll be working through that throughout the session. At the end of the session, as we move through sounds, they go from the high pitch through the session, they go to a lower pitch. And then at the end of the session, we want to ground ourselves with, we'll finish with low frequency grounding bowl, adding a few gong swells, and the results are going to be self-evident.
Wow. I love that. So excited. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I just can't wait. So, yeah.
And
So
I think
please,
like we need this in the chaotic world we
in
live in right
Silicon
now.
Valley, I think, this is exactly what
Yeah.
people need to, just for at least like 2 hours, calm their
Hmm.
logical mind, this, constant thought process, and just allow their bodies to relax, allow their
Hmm.
nerve system to relax, and, hopefully even get a very interesting experience.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
if your past lives were perfect and you have no issues, it's relaxation therapy. It will help you because we all crave harmony. We,
yeah,
we we all crave that automatically. That's just in our DNA or in our subconscious. We want harmony. We don't want chaos. And right now the world is not really harmonious, I would say. To the and that's why this would be an amazing session to participate in. I strongly
yeah,
recommend it.
yeah. And just a few things also I like to mention is that it's going to be a light state of trance where you would be fully in control, awake. You're not going to black out or fall asleep. So it's completely safe. Anytime you want, you can open your eyes. If you don't feel like you can, leave the space. So yeah, it's completely safe and pleasant experience. And you don't need to prepare, you don't need to believe in anything. You just need to show up and be open to experience something amazing and beautiful. Yeah, and once again, we will see you on Sunday, May 31st at 5 p.m. A beautiful studio in San Mateo. I'm gonna put link to tickets in comments. And tickets right now are $55 till May 21st. After that, price go up to $65. We do have limited spots. We want to keep it like a small group. So yeah, I encourage you to buy tickets early. And yeah, thank you everyone for spending time with us today. And thank you, Dmitry, for joining me. I'm really
My
excited.
pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.